Sister Wives is Kody Brown's midlife crisis to blame for his failures? Undoubtedly, Sister Wives fans have watched the Browns go through many seasons of their lives. But now fans are wondering if Kody Brown's untimely midlife crisis is to blame for his marriage failures and strained relationships with his kids. Kody Brown wasn't as smooth as TLC tried to portray. Many Sister Wives fans have watched the Brown family with their shocking start to reality TV. Undoubtedly, they sparked the interest of viewers and their unusual lifestyle. But in many ways, Kody Brown was sweeping issues under the rug left and right from the very beginning. Instead of facing the problems with his relationship with Meri Brown, he knew it was time to get a new wife. Then he added Janelle Brown to the mix, which only complicated the picture. So Kody thought he needed another woman to make the marriage make more sense. But with each new wife came compounded issues. Furthermore, they kept adding child after child to spice up the family dynamic. When viewers saw them, they were multiplying rapidly, and Kody was courting his next shiny new thing, his diesel gene model, Robyn Brown. What could go wrong with adding more people and showing it all on reality TV? Now fans see that many of Kody's failures seem to be rooted in him chasing his emotions in a midlife crisis. Is Kody Brown's midlife crisis to blame for his failures? On Reddit, Sister Wives fans point out that Kody Brown's failures stem from having a midlife crisis. First, a user says, "Kody midlife crisis." Then they add, "Watching this man, it's clear from what he says about his children, wives, and religion, he was having a midlife crisis." Furthermore, the user sees how TV escalated the issues, saying, "Add the offer from TLC to spotlight an egomaniac, and you have the complete destruction of his family." If he was so dedicated to his beliefs and wanted the world to know how polygamy wasn't horrible, why didn't he relocate to Montana or Wyoming? Why wasn't he living in a community of polygamists? He removed his young children from schools, family, friends who believed the same. He goes off with a new young wife and makes the rest of the family follow, now with the lure of money. If somebody would have offered him the same money on his own, he would have married Robyn, skipped town, leaving the rest behind in Lee. And it would have been after polygamy. Another fan agrees Kody's midlife crisis was the catalyst. They say, "Absolutely, from show one I thought, oh, this is the same as buying a new sports car and dyeing your hair, kind of meltdown. Only he had a crappy sports car, was already obsessed with his hair, so he scored a new wife instead. He's a human red Corvette blasting AC/DC. He gave me the ick right away." He failed to listen. While many people saw signs of fractures in the relationships with Meri, Janelle, and Christine Brown early on, people think Kody Brown was trying to fill a void. His need to continually add more excitement and toys to his life distracted him from mending the cracks along the way. But the original poster believes that Kody Brown just stopped listening to his wives. The user continues, "Janelle was, from the heart, speaking about her faith, and he'd shut her down. No consideration, no acknowledgement of her beliefs in what is expected from a polygamist man. He wanted the money, the new wife, and had no interest in the religion, the old life, and what was in it for him, not his wives or kids. He is a fail man, making excuses for his failures, only to be bolstered by the wife who is enriched by his money. Wow, a man that can blame, walk away from 13 children is truly a man who is only about himself." Another fan adds, "I love that Janelle told him that he is selfish and self-absorbed. I am dying for more Janelle and Kody conflict. She deserves to have her voice heard." On another Reddit thread, fans discuss Kody's midlife crisis. One fan says, "Well, that trophy wife thing didn't work out for him, man, has she drastically changed." Another person adds, for sure. Tiny little fragile ego on this dude. What do you think? Is Kody Brown's midlife crisis to blame for the unraveling of the Brown family? Do you think his desire for money fueled his mental breakdown on camera? Do you think he is mentally stable? What did you think about the last episode of Sister Wives? Drop your comments below. Fans of Sister Wives have witnessed the Brown family navigate the tumultuous waters of polygamy, fame, and familial complexities over multiple seasons. Once a portrait of an unconventional but cohesive family, the cracks in Kody Brown's relationships with his wives and children have grown increasingly visible. The question remains, is Kody's midlife crisis responsible for the unraveling of the family dynamic, or are deeper-rooted issues at play? Kody Brown wasn't as smooth as TLC tried to portray. From the outset, Sister Wives captivated audiences with its unique portrayal of polygamy, a lifestyle many were curious about but few understood. Kody Brown, the patriarch, seemed to juggle the complexities of a plural marriage with an air of confidence, but the foundation of his leadership was not as solid as it appeared. Long before the cracks turned into fissures, Kody was already showing signs of pursuing self-serving goals, masked as family decisions. Meri Brown was Kody's first wife, and by all accounts, the cornerstone of the family's early life. However, when issues arose in their marriage, rather than facing them head-on, Kody chose a route that, at least temporarily, diverted his attention and offered novelty, bringing Janelle Brown into the family. What started as a solution soon became an intricate puzzle as Kody continued to add new wives, Christine and then Robyn. With each new addition, the complications grew, and Kody's tendency to seek external validation became clearer. Adding children to the mix, one after another, amplified the challenges. With every birth, Kody and his wife's responsibilities multiplied, but so did the allure of the expanding family empire. When Robyn entered the picture as the new wife, viewers saw her as the youthful, appealing change that re-energized Kody. But rather than healing the fractures that already existed, she exacerbated them, especially when it became clear that Robyn held a special status in Kody's eyes. Was Kody Brown's midlife crisis to blame for his failures? Many fans believe that Kody's actions over the years were indicative of a midlife crisis. This belief is rooted in the way he seemed to chase emotional fulfillment through new experiences, ignoring the damage being done to his established relationships. In a popular Reddit thread, one user summed it up succinctly: Kody midlife crisis. Watching this man, it's clear, from what he says about his children, wives, and religion, he was having a midlife crisis. The allure of television fame only added fuel to the fire. The show's platform amplified Kody's ego and allowed him to portray himself as a leader who could command attention not just within his family, but in front of millions of viewers. However, fans argue that his commitment to his beliefs wavered as he basked in the spotlight. Add the offer from TLC to spotlight an egomaniac, and you have the complete destruction of his family, another user noted. The pursuit of validation over connection. Kody's desire for validation was evident in the ways he approached his role as a husband and father. Despite the Brown family's portrayal as a tightly knit unit, Kody's failure to address the emotional, then spiritual needs of his wives became apparent over time. His relationship with Meri, for example, had long been strained before Robyn's arrival. Instead of working on reconciling with Meri or investing in their bond, Kody's focus shifted to what he perceived as newer, more exciting ventures. This pattern continued as he pursued Robyn, the new model in his life. Fans compared this behavior to a classic case of a midlife crisis, likening it to a man buying a flashy car or making drastic changes to recapture his youth. One fan humorously described Kody as a human red Corvette blasting AC/DC, encapsulating the image of someone caught up in the shallow pursuit of youthful vigor. He failed to listen. The dynamics of Kody's relationship with Janelle, Meri, and Kristen revealed another layer of his shortcomings. He stopped listening. Early in the show, viewers could see moments where Janelle spoke about her deep commitment to their faith and what it meant to be in a polygamous marriage. However, Kody's dismissive behavior was a sign that he was no longer invested in the ideals that once united them. As one user put it, Janelle was, from the heart, speaking about her faith, and he'd shut her down. No consideration, no acknowledgement of her beliefs in what is expected from a polygamist man. Instead of fostering mutual respect and understanding, Kody pursued what benefited him, leaving his wives feeling unheard and undervalued. This behavior not only strained his relationship with Janelle, but also mirrored the growing tension between him and Christine, who eventually voiced her discontent and left the marriage. The inability to listen extended beyond his wives to his children as well. Fans have observed that Kody's relationship with many of his children grew strained as he favored Robyn and her children. This preferential treatment did not go unnoticed and added to the growing resentment within the family. The role of fame and fortune. TLC's involvement certainly played a significant role in the way events unfolded. With cameras rolling and the allure of fame, Kody was thrust into a position where he felt the pressure to maintain an image. The user who pointed out Kody's shift noted, if he was so dedicated to his beliefs and wanted the world to know how polygamy wasn't horrible, why didn't he relocate to Montana or Wyoming? Why wasn't he living in a community of polygamists? Instead, Kody removed the family from their support system and community, choosing instead to showcase their lives in a way that fit the narrative of the show. This move created further isolation for his wives and children, who were removed from familiar environments and forced to adapt to new realities. The financial incentives also cannot be overlooked. For someone grappling with a midlife crisis, the allure of money and the perks of fame were enticing enough to justify choices that would ultimately harm the family. A catalyst or a consequence. While it's easy to point to Kody's midlife crisis as the catalyst for the family's failures, it's also important to consider that it might have been more of a consequence of deeper-seated issues. Kody's drive for novelty and self-gratification might have been an attempt to mask insecurities or a lack of satisfaction with his life. This pattern is seen in his changing priorities, from embracing the tenets of polygamy as a religious and cultural practice to using it as a way to gain attention and personal fulfillment. One fan observed, well, that trophy wife thing didn't work out for him. Man, has she drastically changed. This sentiment highlights the irony that despite his pursuit of a new beginning with Robyn, the long-term outcome was not the glamorous picture he might have envisioned. The wives' perspective. The reactions of Meri, Janelle, and Christine to Kody's behavior provide insight into how his midlife crisis affected the family dynamic. Christine, who chose to leave the marriage, was open about the emotional toll it took on her. Her decision to step away reflected a need for self-preservation and the realization that Kody's priorities no longer aligned with the family's well-being. Janelle, who has been vocal about standing up to Kody, also showcased moments of frustration where she challenged his decisions and pointed out his selfishness. Fans loved the moment when Janelle told Kody that he was selfish and self-absorbed, a sentiment echoed by many who followed the show. Meri's story is particularly tragic. From being the first wife to enduring public humiliation due to their relationship's decline, she bore the brunt of Kody's disinterest. Instead of addressing their issues, Kody let the relationship stagnate, leading to years of emotional limbo for Meri. The Robyn Factor. Robyn's introduction into the family changed the dynamic significantly. Initially seen as a breath of fresh air, her position as the perceived favorite wife caused a rift that never fully healed. Some fans believe that Kody's intense focus on Robyn was a clear sign of his midlife crisis. She represented the new, the exciting, and the different. However, over time, Robyn's integration did not mend the family. It deepened existing wounds and brought about new conflicts. She enriched herself by aligning with Kody's interests, which were more about fame and less about the shared values of polygamy, one fan pointed out. As a result, the once shared vision of the family splintered, leaving each wife to fend for herself emotionally. A reflection on fatherhood. Beyond the issues with his wives, Kody's relationship with his children also suffered. Fans have observed that his interactions with his children became sporadic and selective, with more attention given to Robyn's children. A man that can walk away from 13 children is truly a man who is only about himself, a fan stated, highlighting how Kody's choices alienated him from his older children, who felt overlooked and unappreciated. Conclusion. Kody Brown's midlife crisis is a compelling lens through which to view the unraveling of the Brown family, but it's not the sole reason for their current state. His pursuit of novelty, fame, and self-gratification created an environment where genuine connection and mutual respect were sidelined. The wives, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and even Robyn, each reacted differently, but the underlying issue remained Kody's failure to adapt to the needs of the collective over.